Right, the squad. Don't speak, just nod. Today on Ring of the Hawk Season 5 we've got a short run which most people forget even happened in the first place. But of course, if you know a wrestler who could do the JOB to the HAWK,
shove their name down in the comments, Jack!
Alright, it's Mikey Whipwreck. Was he a few cards short of a deck? Mikey had wrestled for ECW for about 4 years and he'd won the tag titles with Cactus Jack and he even had a short world heavyweight title reign. Mikey usually worked best as an underdog babyface, but to be fair, he hadn't done that much in ECW in the 2 years leading up to WCW signing him, and he had some injuries. But of course, WCW were greedy, and in 1999 they were signing everybody that they possibly could. Match 1, WCW Uncensored 99 Cruiserweight title. Mikey Whipwreck makes a low-key debut on pay-per-view to little fanfare. The commentary team keep calling him the wrong name, Mikey Shipwreck. Classic WCW. The champion is Kidman. It's a fast and frantic start. Whipwreck hits a head scissors which knocks his little bandana off. Kidman comes back with a dropkick taking Mikey out of the ring. And on the outside, Kidman launches him into the barrier. Kidman brings him back with a crossbody for a 2. Mikey realises that he's failing on his debut and quickly hits a knee to the gut to send Kidman back out of the ring. He drops Billy Kidman on the barrier to a huge crowd ovation. We come back to the ring with Whipwreck locking on a pretty unique submission, not sure what to call it. He just releases the hold and gives up on it. Whipwreck hits a leg drop across the ropes as the commentary team continue making fun of his name, and Mike Tenay dumps in his nappy of anger. Kidman desperately tries to make a comeback, but Whipwreck makes a nice reversal into a powerbomb for a 2. I wasn't expecting such a competitive debut. The crowd help wake Kidman up and he clotheslines Mikey out of the ring. Kidman jumps off the top rope to the outside and it looks like it did more damage to him than it did to Mikey. Whipwreck recovers quickly on the apron and crossbodies him into the ring. A nice move now as Whipwreck tries a slingshot suplex which is turned into a Kidman DDT. Billy considers a shooting star but instead ends up falling on his nutsack to the outside. Whipwreck misses his own dive and smacks the crowd barrier. He doesn't seem too hurt as he throws Kidman into the crowd, but then he misses his dive into the crowd. Kidman sends him back over the crowd barrier the other way, but once again Whipwreck wakes up and drop toe holds Kidman into the steps. Finally back in the ring, Mikey gets a 2, and he gets another 2 off a Russian leg sweep. Mikey seems confused about what to do next. The crowd chant Mikey in a patronising way which makes him start healing on the crowd. Kidman rolls him up for a 2 before Mikey smacks him back down. Out of nowhere, Kidman nails the powerbomb for a 2. Both these guys are looking tired now. Mikey quickly hits a net breaker and climbs to the top, but he gets distracted by the crowd once again and Kidman is able to climb up with him. Mikey fights off the superplex with a front slam and Mikey flies with a clothesline for yet another 2. He might be out of moves now as Kidman gets his own 2 off a facebuster. The fight heads up to the top again when Mikey attempts a back suplex which looks pretty brutal. Somehow, it's the 50th 2 count of the match. And then Mikey follows up that with the 51st 2 count off a saving grace. This guy sure has a lot of moves in his arsenal. Like a dumbass, Mikey tries to powerbomb Kidman. Come on, Whipwreck. We all know you don't try to powerbomb Kidman, because he's gonna facebuster you. And then it's over as Kidman beats Shipwreck with the shooting star. This match was 90% Mikey, a very enjoyable cruiserweight match, but I can't help but feel Mikey is a bit bland and lacking in personality. Maybe that'll improve? Anyway, as far as the debut goes, it's an A. We're not going to get much. A few weeks later, because he got injured on that last match. Match 2, Thunder. Yeah, see, this is what I was concerned about, being just another ECW guy. Mikey Whipwreck, who for some reason doesn't even have music, and he takes on Hardcore Hack with Chastity. Mikey looks very happy to see his old rival. He quickly hits Sandman with a couple of arm drags and puts on an arm bar. Hack won't tap. They lock up once again and this time Hack gets the better of him and throws him to the mat. Once again the commentary team call him Mikey Shipwreck. Imagine paying an employee just to make fun of them. Hack throws him out of the ring where Chastity grabs Mikey's eyelash. Mikey manages to come back and reverses an Irish whip to send Sandman upside down on the crowd barrier. He also steals a page out of Raven's but with a Russian leg sweep into the barrier. Whipwreck brings him back to the ring with a flying clothesline. Now back from an advert break, Hack is in full control. He lays Mikey across the guardrail and hits him with the guillotine leg drop. He tries to bring him back to the ring, but Hack misses his leg drop and Mikey shows him how it's done. Mikey drapes the Sandman in the tree of woe when he has a steel chair. He bashes him in the head and then hits a running drop kick into the chair into Hack's face. Mikey misses his tumbleweed dive and hits the chair. Hack slowly limps around the ring, deciding what to do next. He eventually front suplexes him on the ropes and hits the diving leg drop. No pin is made, instead Hack hits a scoop slam and lays a chair on his head. Sandman hits yet another leg drop across the chair, but still no pin. Hack now has his little stick, but can't use it as Mikey bashes Hack in the leg with the chair. Mikey starts throwing kendo stick shots until Sandman just says screw it and hits the white Russian leg sweep for the 3. It was dumb, it was senseless, and it was also a lot of fun. Another B. This is going better than I expected so far. Match 3, Spring Stampede 99. Scotty Riggs versus Mikey Whipwreck. What a random matchup. When's he going to get a purpose or a storyline? Even more so, when's he going to get some damn entrance music? Riggs does his best Rick Rude impersonation to start the match. He arm drags Mikey and he goes back to taunting. This isn't going well at all. Riggs scoop slams him and drop toe holds him. This guy's just playing with Whipwreck. Mikey starts slapping him. He then swishes to 10 punches in the corner and hits the reverse back elbow and a dropkick, which causes Riggs to tumble out of the ring. Not a lot happens on the outside until Mikey hits a leg drop across the ring apron. Riggs dumps his nappy of fear and hides on the outside. Mikey pushes Riggs away with his legs into the guardrail and he follows that with a diving hurricanrana. Nice. Mikey struggles to get back into the ring and Riggs barges him off the apron into the guardrail. Lot more bumps in this run than I was expecting. Riggs lays the boots in on the outside and rolls him into the ring. Scotty nails the diving double axe, but instead of making a pin, he smiles into the camera. He eventually makes a cocky pin with his finger and Mikey kicks out. Scotty hits a dropkick now. As Scotty starts crushing him against the ropes, dribble starts pouring out of Whipwreck's mouth. The crowd chant boring, which isn't really fair. It's not been a bad match. I think it's just that these two completely random characters are having a completely random pay-per-view match. Riggs hits a leg lariat in the corner, but still isn't in a rush to win. Mike takes advantage with a middle rope dropkick for a 2, and then he gets another 2 off a Russian leg sweep. Scotty is sent running now, so Mikey can snap off a hurricanrana to 0 reaction from the crowd. It seems harsh. Riggs gets his foot on the ropes. Then, completely randomly, both guys go running and Riggs hits a forearm for the 3. The wrong guy won here. This was not a bad match, but it was just a bit slower than the others. The lack of crowd reaction is a bit concerning, but how could Mikey not win this one? It's a C. Match 4, Thunder. Yay, it only took until match 4 for Mikey to get some damn music. Don't get too excited, it's just generic rock music. He takes on the gifted Glenn Gilberti. How is he gifted? Disco scores the first knockdown and he dances with happiness. Mikey stops his happiness with some arm drags. The comedy team is still making fun of Whipwreck's name. Disco takes him down by his leg and snaps it. Mikey fights back to his feet and throws another arm drag. Disco isn't hurt by some shoulder thrusts and hits a clothesline. He snaps off a snapmare and hits a diving elbow drop for a 2. We head to an advert break now as Disco throws Mikey out of the ring. Back on TV, Whipwreck throws Disco into the crowd barrier and hits a Russian leg sweep into the barrier, which looks like it legitimately hurt. Mikey slingshots back into the ring with a net breaker, but he isn't done and hits the guillotine leg drop for a 2. Then Mikey gets a 2 off a flying smack. He heads to the top rope to a mixed crowd reaction. He takes too long and misses his big splash. Disco crushes him with a pile driver. He takes a while to make the cover and Mikey gets his foot on the rope. Disco dumps his nappy of anger. He quickly cheers up and does a weird dance into a running net breaker. He's just not in any sort of rush to beat Mikey and he plays to the crowd again. Once again, when he does make a pin, it isn't good enough. He traps Mikey in a sleeper as he tries to get the crowd going, but they barely react. Mikey gets free, but he's smacked straight back to the mat. Disco hits a slam and motions that he's going to dive. He wriggles his hips, but misses his elbow drop. Mikey is awake and he hits a couple of drop kicks. He misses his charge into the corner and Disco hits an inverted atomic drop and a clothesline for another 2. Out of the blue, Mikey almost wins with the rocker dropper, but it's not quite enough. A swinging net breaker isn't enough to beat the gifted one either. The crowd wake up here and chant Mikey. Then Disco just hits the last dance and it's over. Jesus Christ, why have a competitive long match where Disco acts like a complete fool and keeps getting distracted, but then he still wins? It doesn't make damn sense. Another fun match. I'm surprised how long these matches are for the middle of the Attitude Era. It's a C once again. How about a storyline now? Match 5, Nitro, 4-way hardcore match. Nobody gets an entrance. Mikey Whipwreck versus Horace Hogan versus Hack versus Brian Knobb. They all smack each other with kendo sticks like morons. Mikey is floored by a shot. Knobbs gets a ladder and Mikey takes another shot. These WCW hardcore matches were always so ugly. Yay, back to the kendo stick shots, and it's really not working for Mikey. Sandman smashes him with a surge can, whatever a surge can is. Man, this match is ugly. I wish Mikey would do something. He doesn't. Instead, Horace hits him with a big boot and a trash can. Mikey recovers and does a hurricanrana, which is probably the closest we'll get to a wrestling move in this match. Or maybe not, as Sandman holds Knobbs still so Mikey can hit a guillotine leg drop onto a chair. Mikey tries to catch a flying trash can which misses and it lands on top of another. He tries a springboard dive to the Sandman, which I think misses. You just can't tell if anything was a botch or not in these ugly matches. Stuff keeps on happening. Hack has a ladder set up now, and a table. Hack dives over the ladder with a swanton bomb, but it doesn't finish the match as Nobs dives on Hack with a trash can.
Dude, I was watching WCW Monday Nitro the other day, man, and this dude, the Sandman, he stole my swanton bomb finishing maneuver, man, but it didn't finish. Man, I'm going back to Carolina, and I'm going to tell my stoner friend Shannon all about you, the Sandman.
Anyway, Nobs just throws the ladder on top of Mikey Whipwreck for the free. Jesus, is he ever going to win a match? It was ugly and it was directionless, but at least Mikey is willing to put his body on the line for the cause. It's a D. Match 6, Great American Bash 99, Mikey Whipwreck versus Van Hammer. Yay, another random pay-per-view match with zero reason to take place. It's only Van Hammer though, so this should be Mikey's first win. Hammer keeps shoving Mikey around. He comically squares up to the Hammer and is shoved down again. Mikey does manage a couple of arm drags to little effect as Hammer crushes him with a backbreaker. Van Hammer picks him up and squashes him in the corner into another slam. This isn't looking good for our guy. Mikey desperately tries to fight back but catches a knee to the gut. Come on Whipwreck, you've got to win this one. Hammer brutally hurls Mikey off the top rope. The commentary team call him Mikey Sheep Dip. The crowd chant boring. Hammer stacks him on the top rope again. Mikey is crushed with a delayed middle rope suplex. Hammer follows it up with a leg drop for a 2. Now Van Hammer goes to the abdominal stretch for a very long time to make the crowd hate this match even more. Mikey hip tosses him off. He's too weak to do a backslide and he's crushed in the corner. Mikey is looking like a crash test dummy in there. Hammer slowly walks around the ring, pondering his next move. He decides to throw Mikey out of the ring. The bumps this guy's taking, you just cannot fault his effort. Hammer picks Mikey up and walks up the steps, and he drops Mikey on the crowd barrier, perhaps further damaging his leg. Now Whipwreck somehow lands a leg drop, and he quickly throws himself out of the ring onto the Hammer. I can't understand why this battle is getting so much time. Mikey comes back into the ring for a top rope dive, but it's just a 2. He tries another dive, but this one is caught and he's dropped to the mat. Hammer goes back to slowly walking around. He eventually does a Cobra Clutch Slam, and it's over. Why couldn't Mikey win this one? Props to the kid, he was throwing himself everywhere, but this match just wasn't good, and I saw Mikey work his hardest to make Van Hammer look like $1 million. You know what, it's a B for his hard work. Shove it if you don't like it. Match 7, Thunder, Mikey Whipwreck, who slowly looks around the building. Yeah, that's it Mikey, take a long hard look, you're not going to be here long. He takes on Billy Kidman once again. It's not looking good, is it? Kidman snaps off a head scissors and a dropkick, causing Mikey Whipwreck to dump in his nappy of fear and leave the ring. It seems he's trying to be more of a heel at this point. Mikey drags Kidman out the ring and throws him into a fence. Back in the ring, Mikey gets a 2 off a nice gut-wrench suplex. Whipwreck goes back to his submission game again, but it doesn't work. Kidman makes a comeback with a sunset flip, quickly followed by a short powerbomb for a 2. Whipwreck closes him down for DDT, but he doesn't seem to be in a hurry to win. You better get your ass in gear, Whipwreck, you haven't won a single match. Mikey hits a suplex and continues just sitting there. Who does he think he is, Raisin? Kidman manages a block in the corner, but he runs straight into a snap slam for a 2. Whipwreck hits a leg drop now, and he leg drops Kidman across the ropes too. He repeats the spot and gets another 2. Now he tries a suplex, which is reversed, and Kidman throws him out of the ring. He isn't finished with Mikey and dives down on top of him. Back in the ring, Mikey cuts him off on the top rope and tries a Frankenstein, which Kidman blocks, and he dives on him with a crossbody for a 2. Mikey dodges his follow-up clothesline and hits a springboard clothesline for a 2. These two have pretty good chemistry. Now, like a dumbass, Mikey tries a powerbomb. Come on, Mikey, you just don't try to powerbomb Billy Kidman. Kidman, of course, hits the facebuster and the crazy shooting star press for the 3. Well, I enjoyed it again, but it's yet another loss. What is the point in any of this? Can't we have a damn win? It wasn't quite as good as their first clash, but it was still a fun low B. Screw you if you don't agree. Match 8, Bash at the Beach 99. Junkyard match. Not this horrible, disgusting thing again. 15 wrestlers randomly smashed together in a pitch black junkyard, which probably cost more in budget than a Hawk OnlyFans would. They smash and crash and bash until known hardcore wrestler Fit Finley wins it. You can't see anything and it sucks so badly it's an F.
No!
Match 9, Nitro, Mikey Whipwreck vs Stephen William Regal. Regal has a lot of fun out wrestling him, but despite that, Whipwreck scores the first knockdown and hits a Japanese arm drag and a head scissors takedown. Dave Taylor offers Regal some comfort. Regal comes back with knees and uppercuts. Jimmy Hart and his first family distract Regal from the ramp. Mikey schoolboys him and you think that would be the win, but no, sadly not. He tries a few more close pinning attempts that don't work before Regal closes him down. Regal locks him in a half Nelson as the crowd chant boring. Regal throws Mikey out of the ring so Dave Taylor can smack him with a flag. I love the way he pokes Mikey back into the ring with the flag. Regal hits a leg drop but it's not over. Mikey keeps getting hopeful pins before Regal flattens him again. Mikey does manage to snap off a beautiful Hurricanrana pin for a 2, but it doesn't help because Regal takes the referee, Taylor smacks Mikey with the flag, Regal nails a butterfly suplex, and Mikey taps out to the Regal stretch. A fun match, but I've said that a lot. The point in the plucky underdog is that they're supposed to win at some point and have a storyline. I think WCW forgot about that aspect. It's a C. Match 10, final match, Nitro, Mikey Whipwreck versus Chase Tatum. What a matchup we have here. It's a fast and fiery start with Tatum hitting a back elbow and clotheslines. Mikey is bouncing all over the place. He does a nice sell job on a bad dropkick to the knee. Mikey comes back with his own dropkick before being powered over with the suplex. Chase Tatum tries to decide what to do next when Sid charges into the ring and attacks them both. Sid powerbombs Mikey and pins him for the 3. Chase also gets one and he's showered in spit just to rub it in. The worst and most pointless match. It's an F. Game over. Mikey Whipwreck soon went back to ECW and formed a tag team with Tajiri. Wow, talk about a pointless WCW harem right there. He was clearly good in the ring, but they had nothing for him. Mikey blames the lack of a push in WCW on Virgil. Yeah, that's right, Virgil, whose match was following Mikey's with Kidman on match 1. Virgil apparently buried the match to the Hulkster brother and said Mikey Whipwreck was distracting the fans from the NWO feud. And I just want to say, I am pretty sure that is the first time in Ring of the Hawk history that a competitor has gone with 0 wins the entire way through. And I didn't really expect it to be on this video. Jesus man, he didn't deserve that. So we've got to shove Mikey a final grade. But really, these matches were mostly pretty good. Mikey was a bumping machine and was clearly trying hard with the little that WCW gave him to work with. I think despite not winning a single match, it's still okay to shove Mikey a C overall, as I don't think this run was good enough to break into the B territory, and it also wasn't bad enough to go in the D zone. And if you don't agree with that, I'll take your girl and leave you alone.